All right, today we are looking at the newest batch of previews for the Fantastic Four set that's coming up. We are going to look today at Klaw, Black Leopard, and Franklin Von Doom. Okay, let's get right to it. We have two sculpts that we have seen varieties of before on Klaw and Black Leopard, but that Franklin sculpt looks pretty cool. He's levitating with the globe in his hands. It looks really solid, and it looks like that will be a see-through globe with some effects on it. We'll see what it looks like in real life and not just on the render, but looks pretty cool right now. The first one we're going to look at is Black Leopard. He is the prime, number 13B of this set. He has the first trait, which is the maximum attack, defense, and damage values of opposing characters within 6 squares and line of fire are each equal to Black Leopard's printed value of that type. That's going to be very fun and very annoying for your opponent. We're going to take a little bit closer look at that in just a second. His special defense or damage power is on his first 3 clicks, and it is Leadership Perplex. When Black Leopard uses Perplex to target himself, modify the chosen value by +2 instead. If an opposing character within 6 squares in line of fire has a higher printed value for the chosen value than Black Leopard's printed value. Okay, a lot of words of those that power in the trait, but they work together and we'll take a look at it. Before we do, he comes in with the Avengers, Fantastic Four, Wakanda, uh, Warrior, and I can't, Roller is his other one. Keywords, he has improved movement hindering. He's coming in for just 50 points. He has 6 clicks of life. 50 points is an extremely good value on what this guy brings to the table. Okay, let's take a look at that, what those two items mean in practice. So let's put them up against Starbrand from the Avengers, Black Panther, Illuminati set. So a close combat high point character. So the way this would work is Starbrand, we'll just look at the first click. Starbrand is sitting at values that are higher than Black Leopard's. Black Leopard's trait then would make Starbrand's values become 12 movement, 10 attack, 17 defense, 3 damage. Not nearly as imposing as that 12 attack, 19 defense, and 4 damage that he would have started with. Just with that, that would make Starbrand having a 10 attack up close would need a 9 to be able to hit the 50-point Black Leopard. On Black Leopard, his special damage power could change his stats with that Perplex to any one of these. He could choose to bump up his damage, although he does have blades. That probably isn't the way I would go, but that would change him to a 10, 10, 17, 5. He could choose to up his defense. Again, he has combat reflexes, so he'd already be a +2. So if you put another +2 on there, it would max out and make him a 20. So again, that one probably not the way I would go unless it's a ranged opponent that you're looking at. You could bump up his attack value. This is probably what I would do with that blades on his top click, so that would make him a 10, 12 attack, 17 defense, 3 damage, but again, he'd have blades. So against somebody like Starbrand sitting there with a 19, you'd only need a 7 to hit. Or you could up his movement. That would put him at a 12 movement, but he starts with charge, so keep in mind you would half his movement, his speed value to 5, and then apply the modifier to get him to a 7 charge, 10 attack, 17 defense with combat reflexes, 3 damage with blades. So you have multiple ways you can use those two, the power and the trait together to lower your opponent at the same time then boosting up Black Leopard. For 50 points, that's going to be super effective, and some very solid keywords on there also. Okay, next up is Klaw. He's coming in with the Aim, Frightful Four, Masters of Evil, and Scientist keywords. He's number 29 in the set. He has a 6 range single target, 75 point cost. He has the Masters of Evil team ability, which gives him colossal stamina. He's starting out with Phase and Teleport, 10 speed, 11 attack, 17 defense with his special defense power we're going to look at, and a 3 damage with range combat expert, so you can easily adjust the attack or damage value if he's doing that ranged attack. He starts with the trait Frightful Four. We've seen this on other Frightful Four characters. Klaw is bringing with him Energy Shield Deflection for friendly characters with the Frightful Four keyword. There's no range or line of fire stipulations on that, so he is just handing out energy shield deflection to other friendly characters with the Frightful Four keyword. That by itself is going to be very effective on Frightful Four teams, in addition to all the other Frightful Four boosts that come with those other characters. What his second trait is when Klaw is KO'd, roll a d6, 50-50 chance, 4 through 6, deal 2 penetrating damage to all opposing characters within 4 squares. So a little bump there at the end. And then his special defense power is Barrier Invulnerability. When Klaw uses Barrier, he may count range and draw line of fire from the square of a friendly character with the Frightful Four keyword. Again, that's going to be very effective because there's nothing there that says the character that he is going to use needs to be within Klaw's original range or line of fire. So he can do his 6 range from another Frightful Four's square. So if you have a Frightful Four character that's out there doing the attacks, then Klaw is sitting back. He can then barrier from that character square, counting range from that character square. The reason I like this is it's not a reduced number of barrier markers. So some characters get that free barrier for 2 or something like that. Klaw is bringing full barrier. So you can have an attacker do their attack, then Klaw do barrier with all 4 markers. That's sometimes enough to be able to barrier up your opponent. When it's just 2, I like it as more of a defense to make lines of fire difficult for your opponent to get to your characters with. But when you get full barrier, you can use that to completely isolate an opponent so they can't even move the next turn. So for 75 points, that's pretty good. Being able to do that through your teammates is great. All right, and then the last one is Franklin Von Doom. He is coming in at 70 points. You'll notice the 2 clicks at the end we're going to look at in particular. He is a chase, number 64 of the set. He brings with him the keywords Battle World Other, Fantastic Four, Letvarian, and Cosmic. That Cosmic keyword can see him on some very dominant meta type teams. He has a trait, choose one. If 5 or less of Franklin Von Doom's generated terrain markers are on the map, generate a terrain marker, hindering water or blocking, in an adjacent square. Or remove all terrain markers except debris markers from a square within range and line of fire. His special attack power is on his first 3 clicks. He has Incapacitate and Telekinesis. His special defense is at the end of his dial. He has 2 stock clicks that grant him Power Cosmic, Colossal Damage, or Colossal Symbol, and Impervious. We'll talk about that in a second. And his special damage power on his top 3 clicks are Prob, Outwit, but only when he occupies a terrain marker. So he's starting out with a 9 range dual target, 11 movement, and he flies. He has phase in. He has Incap TK on those top 3 clicks. He's coming in with Energy Shield Deflection with an 18 defense, which drops down to 17, but from range, that's a 20 and a 19 that you're looking at. And he has that prob and outwit if you keep him in terrain marker, which shouldn't be hard to do. His last 2 clicks, though, he has a 20 defense stop click, a 13 attack penetrating with 5 damage, and the Minions of Doom team ability, which is if he KOs a standard opposing character after resolution, heal him 1 click. Or you could heal any friendly character that can use the team ability 1 click. But I would be using this to heal Von Doom off of his stop click so that your opponent has to get through multiple stop clicks multiple times, which should be able to keep him alive. That 20 defense is superb. The 19 defense on the next stop click is also fantastic. 13 and the 12 attack on those 2 clicks, 4 and 5 penetrating damage. So he's going to be dishing out all kinds of damage at the end. He has just 70 points is his value, and that, in my opinion, is way under cost. This guy is going to see some play to be able to take out your opponent at the end there and heal off of multiple stop clicks is going to be great. Keep in mind if you equip him with something, so you might want to quickly equip him to try to boost up those stats because he's a standard character. But when he pops onto those last 2 stop clicks, he becomes colossal. So whatever effects your equipment might have would no longer apply. If he heals off of the stops back onto the standard symbols, then those effects would come back in. So you could do something like Soul Gem on him to give him some steel energy on the top 3 clicks, and to boost up his defense by 1 more. So if you want to make him extremely tough to hit, you could put a Soul Gem on him. If people try to close in, an 11 and 10 attack with some prob is decent. You should be able to land an attack. If you can deal damage, then you would be able to heal up off of anything with that steel energy. But he only has the 3 clicks before he hits his stop. So you might want to research what other type of equipment or what other ways you want to use him, because really if he gets, he's already going to be hard to hit with a 20 from range, 18 up close. If he gets hit with no reducers, he's probably going to be getting popped onto that stop click, which is where he deals out his big damage anyway. So all kinds of ways you can use this character. I can't wait to put him on some teams. All right, overall, I think it's great previews that we're getting. I can't wait to see more. Thanks for watching. Check it out. If you dig what we do, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.